Hey there everybody, and welcome back to my coffee table. My coffee table's gotten a good workout in the last few days with all these reviews, but hey, it's marble, it's strong, it can handle it. Anyway, I am the son of the morning, and you are watching a Ye Olde Comic-Con modern comic review. Today we're going to be looking at Joe Hill's Plunge #1. This is a DC Black Label book that is under the Joe Hill House Comics. There's several titles not necessarily written by him that have come out. There is actually another series that I do plan to review that there's been 3 issues so far, but I just haven't gotten there yet. I want to sort of get to some of this new stuff that's come out. Full disclosure, I'm not the biggest horror fan in the world, so I bought this when going into this with an open mind, and I quite liked the story so far. So, story starts off with a guy playing with his dog. Nothing serious happens. They're by the beach, but then this giant octopus, I think, shows up on the beach, and they kind of run away from it. So then we sort of start to move into the main part of the story. Now what's going on over here is, I guess these guys are, I don't know what the word for it is, the marine equivalent of air traffic controllers, and they are receiving a signal from a ship that went down over 40 years ago. I think they said it was in 1987. Then we move over here, and this is just a different scene, different set of people. There's this girl here swimming around with the sharks. These people are actually part of a salvage crew. And they also have some creatures on their ship that are eating each other. They have a lizardy, squiddy, octopusy look to them. I don't know if there's any connection between that and what we saw at the beginning of the book. But she is clearly the smart one of the bunch. It is quite evident throughout. Now this is where it gets kind of funny because, this guy here contacts her, and he's talking about she comes back to the ship. This guy shows up. He's a lawyer. He's representing somebody, and this is the captain of the ship here. I suppose he has just managed to salvage a big crate of giant pleasure toys. So they start talking, and basically what he's telling him is that he has a salvage job for him. He's basically telling him about the ship that went missing and that is now emitting a signal, and how he wants to hire him to do the job. Now, him and his crew are wondering why they are choosing him and their crew when there's much bigger, more established crews out there. Then they sort of fill them in on the fact that they're going to be going into Russian waters in order to do this retrieval. So there's a little bit of back and forth between them trying to decide how they're going to go about doing this. Are they going to take this position job? So, we get to the point where the lawyer is offering them 5 times the regular amount to do the job. So they are happy to do it, but of course the captain is very concerned about showing up to the ship only to find an AK-47 being shoved in his mouth, which wouldn't be fun for anybody. Because they do realize that they're going into foreign waters. They're arguing about it a little bit. The lawyer is telling him that although it is in foreign waters, what we have to consider is that it is their property, so that they have a right to it. They argue a little bit about this, but they do eventually get to the point where they decide, yeah, they'll do it. They'll pay him lots. So just wanted to read a couple of panels here. So this girl here, or this guy here, makes the statement. He said, "You had naturalists on board to please the environmentalists." He's talking about the ship that was missing. "Maybe you had solar panels too. Say the tsunami rolled the boat a little. Your panels might catch enough light at midday." And then the other guy says, "He's the smart one. I'm the likable one. Gage is the bad-tempered one." Like in Jaws. So I just thought that that was interesting. They're already sort of positing a theory as to why this ship that has been missing for 40 years is still emitting signals, because you wouldn't think that there would be anybody alive after being shipwrecked for 40 years with only a finite amount of resources. So they decide they're going to go after the ship, and they decide that they're going to do the job. Now, it's kind of funny here, this scene where they're talking, and she asks the guy about his recent discovery of his giant pleasure toys, and asks him if that's the weirdest thing he's ever seen. I just thought it was kind of funny. He says, "No, one time I found a crate full of tangled bodies." Thought that he had found a human trafficking ring gone wrong, until his crewmates realized that they were mannequins, and they have not let him live that down since. So they are gonna go off on this trip, but before they get off on the trip, they want to go for a little bit of leisure time. So they go to, I'm just going to skip forward here, they go for, to go camping. They are, talking, having some fun. I particularly like this panel here too, because it's, they've been drinking, and what she says to him is, she says, "I might have had too much beer. You know what I always want to do when I get a little fizzy like this?" And the guy's reaction is, "What?" Naturally, he's thinking that he's going to be in an advantageous position any minute now. Unfortunately, she just wants to go to the bathroom, and she runs away to go find a place to go to the washroom. And she goes there, and then she is shocked to find this person, this guy, in this what looks to be like an orange prison jumpsuit. And he says to her, "It's all right if you need to scream, Moriah." And then it says at the end here, in 1 month we plunge deeper. So, like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of this style of comic, but I actually did enjoy the story. I want to see, for starters, who that guy was and what his issue is. I also want to see what happens when they go and they find the ship. Because although the perfect explanation is given by the guy that, it could just be the solar panels that are doing it, I'm kind of under the impression that they're going to get to the ship and they're going to find people still alive. They may not still be in the same form that they would have been 40 years ago. After all, this is comics. But I have a feeling that they're not just going to salvage a black box and to try to find out what happened to this ship 40 years ago. I really also do like the artwork in this book. I like the color. I like the way that the colors are sort of... there's a color palette for that sort of travels with each scene, and I'm a fan of that. I like the way that different scenes have different color palettes. That way you can very easily tell the difference between the scenes that you're reading. So this is one that I would recommend. I'd say go pick it up. Joe Hill has done a good job with issue number 1 here, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what happens in issue number 2. So please like the video, subscribe to the Son of the Morning channel. Every like, every subscription helps. Just starting out here, hoping to build this channel, hoping to bring much more great content like this for you here. See you later.